I was. Now I'm playing Sonic.
Okay.
Hello, my darlings. Welcome to another little bit of Knuckles. I know it does. You don't need to tell me that. All games do. That's right, Infamous Neo. It's good, isn't it? Ba-da-ba-dee-ba-da-ba-doo-dee-da. We're in the Hydrocity zone. Ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-da-ba-doo-dee-da. And last time, just before I went away, I climbed up that wall to see if I could see the statues of Sonic that you can in Sonic 3, and you can't. Shame. A diddly-dee-dee. Oh, looks to me like that was an optional way, and I could go the other way, so I'm going to go the other way. Let's find out. Matthew, I've just started playing another game, you know. Kairu says, Dave, pause. You're underwater. Okay. I've paused. Okay, back to the game. Ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, right. Oh, okay, that just opens that. Fair enough. Fair enough. Dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, hello. He was new, wasn't he? I mean, not for this game, I'm sure, but for this level. So, yeah, oh, don't worry, Neo. Yes, that always comes up and has always come up, and it's come up on the Discord a few times. Oh yes, better remember to get this. We've established that there are people on both sides of the argument, on many sides, but I'm on the side of thinking it's supposed to be Hydrocity, but I like Hydrocity. And you may have noticed that after the word debate was taken as a bit of an invitation for shenanigans, we've changed the debate and discussion channel on our Discord to be called the Seriosity Zone, because everybody still wanted somewhere to talk about serious things. So, well, go ahead, Kairu, if that's the sort of thing that's in your skill set. I'd very much be interested to know. But then again, it is all written, like, it might not have any, because the Sonic games were always written in English. Maybe they spell it out in the manual so that Japanese kids who don't know how to sound out English would have something to go by. I don't know. Hey, oh yeah. Hey. So, you join us on a funny day for this game. As you know, I have been a very vocal supporter of Sonic Mania, as has nearly everybody who's played Sonic Mania. Unfortunately, yesterday, I think, was the release date for the Steam version of the game, the one that we were all going to have to wait 2 weeks for, and eventually someone helped us out by chipping in for us to get a copy on PS4. Get off. So we were able to do these streams. But yeah, the Steam version was finally released yesterday. A lot of us had pre-ordered it. I'm anti-pre-ordering games, and I had even pre-ordered it because I just felt this really deserved my support, and I still think that. Unfortunately, they ballsed it up. Pogington, you may notice, isn't here with us today. It is Hydrocity. Abby! Kairu's gone and looked at or rather Ziffy's posted the, I don't know, katakana? Is that what you called it? The Japanesey text? And it turns out it is actually the Hydrocity Zone and not the Hydrocity Zone. Now, this information, of course, and this decision is brought to you by the people who brought you Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. They are basically less qualified than us to respond to the word Hydrocity Zone or Hydrocity Zone, because, they're not native speakers. I suppose the person who did it might be. But what I'm saying is, in a world that has Toot Toot Sonic Warrior in it, you can't necessarily say that what the Japanese creators originally intended the English pronunciation to be makes any sense whatsoever. But that's interesting, and it certainly lends some interesting credence to the Hydrocity argument, which I'm a proponent of. So, where was I? Yes! The Steam version of... Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Sonic games were made in America, including Sonic 3, by Americans, working with Japanese people, but, you know, an American team in America, so... You never know. It's a complicated issue. We will almost certainly never get to the bottom of it, especially as we didn't just get to the bottom of it then. Let's all say it how we like. Quite right, Ziffy. And I'm going to say Hydrocity Zone. Or Hydrocity. I think I want to say Hydrocity, but it comes out as Hydrocity more often than not, because I'm trying to correct myself in case anyone corrects me, you know? That thing where you sort of... That. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, that is a bit weird. So the Steam version comes out. Now you'll notice that Pogington isn't with us tonight. Pogington is experiencing internet hell. He has no internet, and the people who should come and fix his internet just aren't. And they've told him that they wouldn't until Friday, which is tomorrow now, so that's not too bad. But they told it him quite a number of days ago, when it was too bad. And in the meantime, he had himself pre-ordered the game, so he downloaded it, or at least he tried to, but of course he got no internet. So what he had to do was tether his mobile to his, I don't know, laptop or something, and use that mobile data to try and download the game. Now, it's not a big game, so that is doable, but it's extremely slow. So he took a very, very, very long time. It's quite Wednesday. What? Oh, did I say it was Thursday? Anyway, whatever. Oh, look at his little nose waggling. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Sorry. So yeah, Pogington downloaded the game and he tried to play it, and it said he couldn't because he was not online. It then emerged that this was happening for everyone, because the Steam version of Sonic Mania was delayed to add DRM to it. Always online DRM, no less. Always online DRM is the worst kind of DRM there is, because here's what it's for. Here's why they do it. They do it now and then with some games. They do it because it means that people who've pirated the game, it kind of doesn't matter that they pirated the game, they still have to have a legal copy of the game in order to play it, because, you know, without one, it just detects that they're not on the list and it doesn't let you in. Here's the problem, though. Oh, there goes Dr. Robotnik! Scuba diving! See if I can catch him up. Here's the problem, though. It doesn't actually stop pirates, because pirates just know that. So when they pirate the game, or like hackers, or what do you call them? Whatever you call them. When they hack the game, crackers, Sonic crackers, when they crack the game, they compensate for it, and they put in, you know, because what you're doing when you're cracking a game is making it work when you haven't purchased it. And so part of that is to make it work despite the DRM. So like they wouldn't even release it without that sorted out. So all it does when you put that DRM in is it makes it so that the people who did pay for the game, like myself, like Pogington, suffer in some way. And sometimes it isn't that bad, and they argue, well, it isn't that bad, and what have you, but sometimes it is, such as with Pogington, who should have been able to play the game. Well, the particular DRM that they've put on is, I don't know much about it, but it's a famously bad one that people don't want. It is technically malware. I don't know why. There's a rumour, rather a myth, which has not turned out to be true, I think, that it damages that it damages hard drives. It's okay. That's not true, I don't think. Well, don't take it from me. Look it up, but I've heard that it isn't true. Oh yeah, this. Wonder if it'll be any different for robotic? Not this. Damn it! If lawyers cared about regular non-rich people, they'd do something about how illegal this kind of DRM has to be. Yeah. So yeah, basically this DRM is something to really... Oh yeah, don't worry. Oh! There's more to Pokington's story. To compensate for the game being delayed 2 weeks so they could add DRM, they gave him a second copy. By the way, I've just realised Pokington is here. I was just talking to him about his name. But that was at the start and it wasn't working or something, so... Maybe that was because of his data or whatever. Yeah. So... Anyway, so back to... Oh my god, no way. Okay, so, back to the story. It's not hard to find. I just keep getting distracted. Bye. Distracted like that. So, game comes out. It's got this DRM on it. And Pokington, right in front of our very eyes, on the Discord, figured out something. See, he was so furious about this, and quite reasonably too, that he went to try and get the game refunded. Now, this is something you can do on Steam if you... Oops, if he says, the problem with that Sonic... Yeah, see, I'm about to talk about this. So, on Steam, you can get games refunded. It's not a problem. You just have to have bought it within 2 weeks and only played it for, I think, less than 2 hours. And that's reasonable, right? If you fill those criteria, they will take it back. No questions asked. They'll refund you the money. That seems pretty reasonable to me, usually. Here's the problem. So, further reasonableness, when you've pre-ordered a game, that doesn't count as the start of the 2 weeks. Oh yeah. That doesn't count as the start of the 2 weeks. So if you pre-order the game, when it comes out, starting from the day it comes out, you've now got 2 weeks to get it refunded, right? So Pokington's like, well, it's the day it came out, I'll get it refunded now. But they reject him on the grounds that he's had it for 2 weeks. And he goes, well, hang on. Wait a minute. No, I haven't. It's come out today. What are you talking about? And there was something on his, like the rejection letter that he got, as it were, for his refund, that explained that it was... I can't remember how he described it, but basically he knew from what they sent him that it was talking about a different game. See, to apologise, quote unquote, for the 2 week wait for the Steam version of the game, which was only announced 4 days before the game was supposed to come out, they gave everyone who'd won the single most nothing possible thing they could do. There isn't anyone who pre-ordered this game who doesn't already own multiple copies of Sonic 1, and even, like, I love Sonic, I'm a Sonic fan, and who cares about playing Sonic 1? I don't want to play Sonic 1, right? So, I'd forgotten I even owned this. It's in my Steam directory, but I've not installed it. I'm not going to install it. We've got it on the 3DS in 3D, it's better. Right, so... their argument is that according to the Steam rules, you paid for a game, you got a game. Turns out, it doesn't matter that it's the same game or not. Doesn't matter if it's the game you thought you signed up for. If you buy a game on Steam and they send you a different game randomly, that counts as owning the game in your 2 weeks refund thing. Oh dear. And Pokington figured that out himself while I was watching, like that. He was the first person that I saw say it. But sure enough, it panned out that, like, that is what it is, and everyone figured out the same thing. Oh dear. And in fact, this has led to a popular theory that maybe it was deliberate, and that the reason they gave everyone Sonic 1 is because they knew that come release day, everyone would take one look at the DRM and try and refund the game, and they wanted to make it so they couldn't. That's a bit cynical, but you're pushed into a corner when this... There they are! The Sonic statues! The Sonic statues, everyone! They really are there! There they are, look! But they've changed them to be the sprite from this game instead of Sonic 3! Way! There you go! There they are! Abby's coming over. You want to see them? There they are. Just a moment. Hang on a minute, everybody. Okay. Yeah. So that is cool, and that is from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So. I think what's happened since is a bit confusing and a bit awesome in equal measure. So here's the confusing. So Sega put out a sort of a non-apology, which was really annoying because it was a total non-apology, and they tried to make it seem as if it was meant to be this way all along. So they said like, oh, we're sorry that there's apparently been a mistake on the Steam page that doesn't mention the DRM. It's like, now wait, you know that there are people out there, sensible people, who will not buy something that's got this DRM on. That you withheld that information deliberately. You lied. Maybe only came up with it in the last few minutes. Like, maybe that's why they waited till 4 days before release. But whatever. But the other thing is, they then say, the always online thing, that's a mistake. It isn't meant to be like that. Now, I'm feeling a little bit chinny reckon towards that. I'm not sure that's something we can trust them. I think they may have just seen the backlash, which was quite significant, by the way. Like, the game went from being like the beloved best-selling game of the season to a wall of negative reviews and thumbs downs because of this. So they had to dial that back, but you never know, it might be true that they didn't mean for it to be always online. That seems a little bit convenient. But sure enough, it's now not always online, and they're blaming Steam. Okay, now, it still has the DRM, so I don't know what the DRM now does, but the always online thing is now apparently revoked. Okay. But here's the thing. So they blame Steam for that, and they're saying, like, yeah, it's Steam's... What do they call it? API? I don't know what the acronym means. But they blame Steam. Here's a good reason why we shouldn't necessarily immediately believe them on that. They also, not actively directly blamed, but sort of implied that Christian Whitehead, Taxman, and Simon, I think, whatever his name is, the other guy, Taxman and Stealth, who made this game, they kind of for this. They said, like, there was also controller compatibility issues which Taxman and Stealth have been working on for the last few weeks, as if to imply that it was Taxman and Stealth who caused the game to be delayed by 2 weeks because they needed to fix some bugs. Well, here's where it starts getting interesting. Stealth replies to this. He actually posts a reply, I don't know where, on Steam, I think. I don't know what the mechanism for that would be. And he says, would you kindly, and he said it in this exact tone, would you kindly think about rewording that message, Sega, so it doesn't quite so heavily imply that it's me and Christian's fault? I would assume that this was just an error, but you already blamed us the once for the delay, so here we are. Now, that's not verbatim, but it nearly is. Like, in terms of tone and most of the key phrases, that is verbatim. You can look it up, it's interesting. So, Stealth isn't happy. Taxman doesn't seem to be happy. Over on Twitter, they're posting, like, yeah, we didn't do this. You need to write to Sega about this. And in fact, the more of you write to Sega, and, you know, like, it's the Sega technical support people, like, you fill in a form, the better. We kind of want the word to be out about this. And I can't remember how they worded that, but then the big surprise was that Aaron Webber weighed in. He's cross. Aaron Webber, I think that's his name, is the man behind the famous Sonic Twitter account. The official, he is the PR for Sonic, the brand. And he posted, now let's see if this trick works in Mania. Yes! Oh, not quite. You can get right to the top before. Yeah, he writes the PR for, like, Sonic, the brand. He's celebrated, you know, like the Sonic Twitter is very popular, and Sonic as a brand has basically gone through its renaissance with him in that position. Like, that's when it happened. So he's a big name. He's an important part of, like, what led to this. I wouldn't be surprised if he was, like, if he had a hand in this, or if certainly the person who hired him and has the idea of doing that sort of thing had a hand in the creation or like the green lighting of Sonic Mania in the first place. Must do. He comes in on Twitter, not on the official Sega Twitter, but on his Twitter, and like everyone knows it's him. And he says, "You need to be writing to Sega about this." Now, partly he's saying this so that people aren't like yelling at Taxman and Stealth, but he said it in a quite unequivocal way. He said, like, "Write to Sega, make your voices heard." And he said that, make your voices heard. So, guys, there is Sonic drama, and it is kicking off. And since those people posted those things, and everyone started posting the bad reviews on Steam, and everyone started filing support letters with Sega, including me and including Pokington, they've dialed it back. It is now... Oh, I've forgotten how you do this. Oh, yeah. It is now not always online. That's done. Now, they claim that that was always an error, but do we believe that? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? So ultimately what we have is the people who made this game are sweet and lovely innocent people. They are the best. They are great, right? Sega, on the other hand, appear to be just as phenomenally clueless as the Sega who thought that Sonic 2006 was a worthy reboot of the brand. This is an incompetent company. And they've really, really screwed this up. Like, all of the... They were riding a wave of love that they've not experienced since the 90s. And that was from old and new fans alike. Everyone loved Sonic Mania. It reviewed very well. That is gone now. We all know how important Metacritic is in the eyes of gaming companies these days. That is going to be severely screwed up, the Metacritic score for this, by this, because people are posting bad reviews, and they're saying in their reviews that they're only talking about the DRM. Everyone's being very fair about this. I feel like I haven't seen any fans think that, like, Taxman and Stealth are responsible for any of this. Like, everyone seems to know the score. But they have really, really sincerely screwed this up in a really bad way. Now, hopefully, it blows over and they fix it immediately. Like I say, they kind of have. And yeah, exactly, they did have it right this time, but then they screwed it up. It's maddening and sad, and it just speaks of a gaming industry that, well, Jim Sterling did a video about it that's very eloquent on the point, which is that why can't we just have a good game anymore? There's got to be something, hasn't there? He says, and he's right. We really thought that that they got Sonic right finally. Have we Hey! Hey! Have we I'm gonna keep that a secret, and I'll show Abby tomorrow. What's really sad is everyone saw this coming about the delay, and again, it's probably lawyers saying if you don't use DRM, you can't write anything off, or you can't not accept some kind of culpability. Possibly, but it's a bad mess. They shouldn't have done it. the DRM means that in the last time someone used this DRM, it stopped the hack. It stopped the crackers from cracking the game for 5 days. So by the end of the week, we'll have a modded Sonic Mania on Steam. We'll have Knuckles and Knuckles and Knuckles and Robotnik and Knuckles mode. All of this stuff will be there. But the game will have suffered because the reviews have gone down and nobody trusts it anymore. And maybe the players will have suffered. Well, they've already suffered because they've waited 2 weeks. Maybe they'll have already suffered because maybe this DRM does do bad stuff to your hard drive or something. Who knows? I don't know what it does. But nobody wants it. It's infamously bad. Everybody hates it. It was a bad decision. What a silly thing for them to do. And we can only hope that they've managed to successfully go back on it now so that we can go on unequivocally loving this game. Because the game is great. You know? You alright, Abby?
Yeah.
Do you want to see something fun?
Yeah, right. Oh, by the way, have you seen the nice Sonic thing?
No, what's the nice Sonic thing going on?
The fan thing.
What?
Someone... You know the spider bus?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You tell it.
Seen that?
Yeah, but tell it.
Okay. So, Robotnik's upside down in the suit.
Yeah.
But someone visualised it wrong. Which is something we've talked about before, like seeing sprite throwing.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we talk about that all the time. By the way, Bob and Bob Jimmy, apparently that's not true, I've heard. But, again, yeah, according to some, according to others, it's worth looking up. Carry on.
So, they saw, like, some little figure. Instead of Robotnik with his moustache, they saw this little figure with big
sort of a
orange
hat
spiky
on.
hair and a
Yeah.
hat. And so... basically everyone's created Robotnik's niece.
Oh, are they calling it Robotnik's niece?
Yeah, so like I've seen a couple of names, but I think
Robotniece?
Egglet is going around a lot, and and the design that someone did, this person who saw it wrong, is really cute. Like it really fits. It's like when someone drew Robotnik as a little kid.
Yeah.
It was bang on, and this is bang on, and yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh no!
Gonna go?
I'm bad at this.
You're not? You finished the game!
Yeah. Took me a while.
Yeah. If we had a second controller, we could play this against each other
Oh
now.
man. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. Oh,
It's
see?
more Puyo than Mean Bean Machine. Oh, is it? Is it really? What's the difference?
Puyo.
The only one I've ever played is Bean Machine and Super Foul Egg on the Amiga. And... have I played another one? I must have
I'm
done.
not doing good here. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I'm already doing bad.
Oh yeah, well that's true, yeah. Not that you're doing bad, the thing about the doggy robots.
It is true though.
Yeah, I see what you mean. This is Puyo... Puyo? What's Puyo Pop? Is that, Boyunga! What do you call it?
Buster Move.
Buster Move, yeah, but is it... I feel as if maybe Buster Move and Puyo Pop start off as the same thing.
I'm not setting up any chains here, unfortunately, so I'm gonna get rinsed.
Wait, Zippy, it's out on Switch. Been out on Switch for ages, isn't it? Yeah, it's...
Oh boy.
Once I get Rhyme, that'll be 2 games this year I've avoided stupid issues with the same DRM for. Honestly, one of the reasons why I'm so... Yeah, the Steam versions of the last... Oh, Rhyme, I thought you were talking about Sonic. Oh, gosh. One of the reasons I'm so disappointed in them for making this decision with the DRM is that it has killed previous game series, like The Settlers, which you know is one of my favourite series ever. They did this, they made Settlers 7 always online. It caused a backlash, and now there is no Settlers. That series is gone. Now, I can't directly say that it was because of that, but that was kind of the only thing that marred the release of it. And then, of course, there was that Sim City that everybody hated. and apparently that had its own issues as a game, but the thing that really drew the headlines and the focus and dragged down those scores was to do with the always online DRM, you know?
I guess I won.
Yeah, it just sort of stopped for a while, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, I beat him.
So there we go, everyone. Thanks for coming and seeing our... yeah, thanks for coming and seeing our little streamies.
Should start that other one soon once we finish Rapture.
Oh, please. I mean, basically...
I'd like to be there for the first one of that.
Would you? Okay.
Yeah, if that's alright.
Yeah, it would. That is alright.
I don't mind. Obviously, it's too huge a thing to...
Yeah, I think we'll do it at the weekend.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
But that's if I can finish Rapture. Like, just now I was playing it, and honestly, I just kind of went the wrong way and got lost, and so...
Oh, no.
That was one of the reasons...
That way.
That's one of the reasons I quit it, because I thought it'll load at the last significant position. So, hopefully, it'll put me back on track. Yeah, I've... oh, dear! No, Cairo. No, Cairo, sorry. Abby's just playing now against the computer. I have here... Can you hear it? I have a game here. Noise of a game. And, oh, I've been looking forward to this for, well, years. Really?
You have, yeah.
I'm going to be starting a big new game. Hopefully at the weekend, but it depends whether we finish the Rapture. No, it doesn't. No, we'll just start it.
Yeah, because Rapture's short enough that we can just do it in little short bursts.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll start it at the weekend, so that probably means Saturday night. We'll see. Cairo says, in the literal sense or figuratively? What? Oh, level 5 is impossible against the computer. There we go. Abby's quitting that while she's ahead.
Nice.
Oh, it just quit out. Bye, Abby. And,
Bye.
And bye, everybody else. Oh, I've only got one gold coin unlocked. What the hell? Really? Well, there you go. That's so much for you all telling me not to bother doing the perfects. I'm going to start doing them. Did you try... Yeah, I played Shadow of Mordor a fair bit. It was fine, but basically I got to this... I want to say stuck, but I don't mean like I don't know where to go, because it's not that sort of game. I got stuck where there were these two particular bad guys who were after me, and just whatever I did and wherever I went, I always bumped into them, and we always had a big fight at the same time, and I always died, you know? So, oh, right, Cairo, okay. But I don't get a gold for that. But you didn't get a perfect because you got the last sphere, and then it was over. No way to get the rings. Oh! Oh, so perfect. Oh, okay. Well, see, the reason I was confused there is that in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, every perfect could be got along the way to getting the blue spheres. So, like, you never had to put off getting the last blue sphere to get extra rings. But I see now that you do, and that's cool. That's actually kind of better. Sorry, Ross, don't worry. So, right, I think that's everything. Bye! Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. For some reason, when you quit out like that, you get a menu, and stop broadcasting is at the top of the menu. But it covers it up with a pop-up telling you that only your microphone is broadcasting sound right now. It's like, yeah, I know. I've quit the game. Bye.